Yo, 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 good afternoon, good afternoon. You already know who it is. It's your boy, MadeMenMelo. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are tuned in to the prelude to the upcoming title from Tango Gameworks, Bethesda, Ghostwire Tokyo. We're looking at the Prelude corrupted case file that was given to us. Cannot wait for this game. You know, as I've stated repeatedly in my trailer reactions of like horror games or like those borderline, scary games that, I dapper into a little bit if it's not too excessive, because I am scared of cat. That's just me. I'm sorry. That is me. Judge me how you want. And seeing more of this game, I am definitely quite intrigued, and I'm definitely liking it. Like what the stuff that they've shown and that they've brought to us so far, I like it. So we're going to get ready in a minute. Let me make sure everything is good. Then we'll get started. It should take no more than maybe about 40 minutes or so, 45 minutes. Hopefully I can be done with it by the time the state of play starts. If not, then I just cut it right there, then start again, and then pretty much, it won't. I don't think state of play would start right then and there, but we're going to try to make do. Okay, had to make sure because I always do this. I had to had to make sure that my mic was on, because sometimes my mic is not. And I will talk because I don't like to talk a lot, but when I do talk, I've had a couple videos where I talked a whole bunch and it was pure silence. I'm sorry. Also, check out that Forspoken Game Informer. Sorry. But like I was saying before that boom, I'm sorry about that volume, but some of my videos had to adjust the volume. If you haven't already saw the Forspoken by Game Informer, they had some more trailers and stuff displaying the combat and stuff like that. Go check that out. That's a title that I'm very, very hoping to get to play. It comes out in October. So without further ado, we are here with Ghostwire Tokyo. Let go. Rinko? God damn it, Rinko. Erica? No one wants to talk about it, but it's all that's on anyone's mind these days. Mysterious things are happening all around Shibuya. Sightings, attacks, disappearances, fear. How's a kid supposed to be a kid in a time like this? But honestly, Ryota never really was like most kids. He's not usually glued to his phone all day. Oh. Ryota's concerns bring him to a mysterious case file posted online. It's titled The Kirigauka Vanishing. He reads it to himself the best he can. Having tracked another report of dark fog to the area, I arrived to find it had passed, leaving dreary rain hanging over the neighborhood. At the scene, all we found were the clothes of a mother and son left behind like two molted cicada shells. It's hard to even imagine a parent and a child just gone, precious lives snuffed out forever. My heart sank, knowing that I had failed to protect them. It was the worst feeling I've ever felt, as if on cue the rain started pouring down, heavier and heavier. It fell with each passing minute, but I couldn't be bothered to take out my umbrella. That's when the obvious culprits returned to the scene of the crime, a group of monsters. They had umbrellas of their own, as if rain followed them wherever they go. I was furious. I brought hell down onto them at that very moment. They tried to protect themselves with the umbrellas, but I just kept pounding on them until they were battered and broken. I was so exhausted I could have fallen over at any moment, but my utter wrath kept me going. As I picked up to leave, I still refused to open up my own umbrella. I just walked away, rain pouring and soaking me to the bone. Unable to shake the idea that monsters are all around him, Ryoto navigates on his phone to a document called the Marinochi Vanishing. The language is complicated, but he works to understand it. It says, I got a tip on a missing woman from Marinochi. When you've been a detective as long as I have, you tend to build up a big network of contacts. The story my contact told me was that they saw the woman one day when the fog rolled in, it blanketed the area, and then poof, she was gone. Times like these made me wish that somebody was around. Come to think of it, the fog and these disappearances set the scene for when I first met the rest of my crew. Everybody kept talking about folks just up and disappearing, and I thought it was a load of horseshit. Wasn't till I met them and until my encounter that I believed. Ever since then, I've been haunted by what I would have once called hallucinations. Turns out being able to see spirits and monsters isn't fantasy movie nonsense after all. Should have started with the first one where the dudes in umbrellas. Guess I should be thankful, because otherwise I wouldn't have seen through that monster taking the form of the woman. She made a bunch of red orbs appear that chased me around, but I knew so long as I didn't let myself get surrounded, I'd be okay. She was a nightmare to look at, so I put her out of her misery. When I searched the scene, I spotted a woman's handbag, found the missing lady's ID cards, then I came across some clothes that looked like they would have been hers. They were in a little pile, but the way they had fallen made it clear her body had just vanished. No mistaking whose handiwork it was either. I finally managed to get my hands on a solid enough lead to work with. Okay. Could monsters really live among us? These case files say that, yes, they absolutely can and do. According to this one, a lady called me about a missing person who vanished from the bathroom of her apartment. Usually I brush it off as another runaway, but after seeing the crows circling above her apartment, I had a feeling there'd be more to this. The black stains on the front door verified my hunch. It turns out that I'm the only one that can see these black stains. The lady who lived there and showed me in made no signs of noticing it. She showed me the bathtub and gave me a play-by-play of what happened. Her boyfriend was taking a bath longer than usual, and so she went up to the bathroom to check on him. When she opened the door, her boyfriend was gone, and for a short instant there was a reflection of an old shrine on the surface of the bathwater. I rubbed my finger on the rim of the bathtub, and there was a transparent, sticky, slime-like substance on it, a reflection of a shrine shown on the water's surface. I need to talk further with my team about this incident to see if these ring any bells. I purged the black stain on the front door and then left the scene. Poor lady. What will she do now? What can any of us do? In these posts, the kid had found something, or rather someone called KK, has been looking into monsters in this part of town, a believer, just like Ryota. Social media would never lie, and that means KK is an expert, maybe the expert, in all these paranormal. There's only one thing left to do. Having pored over every story, post, and grainy photo about local monsters he could find, Ryota prepares to take action. I'm gonna ask this KK guy to help. Just gotta figure out where he lives first. Of course, Google. Dear Mr. Investigator Person, Rinko. Dear Mr. Investigator Person, hello, how are you? I am not good and I need your help. Monsters got my best friend, Sosuke. Rinko sits up in a chair. She's zeroed in on one of the dozen monitors across the makeshift command center stuffed into this cramped Tokyo apartment. It happened near the manhole. Please help me get him back. Data files across the screen, seemingly too much. Charts and graphs, mathematical equations, even social media feeds and open case files. Somehow, through all of those screens and all that clutter, Ryota's message catches Rinko's eye. Sounds desperate, but it could just be some bored kid trolling us. Calm and confident, Rinko insists on balancing compassion with skepticism in her analytical approach. On the other hand, that manhole is within the vicinity of several recent incidents. Maybe he is involved. She knows what she thinks, but she also knows no one can protect Tokyo all by themselves. Trusting your teammates is the only way to keep everyone safe. What do you make of it, Ed? Ed squints and takes a single deep breath as he turns to the screen. He has something to say, but holds it back. Technology is easy. People are hard. Instead of speaking up, he places a small recorder on his desk. He presses play, and as the audio begins to roll, Ed turns and walks away. I've heard intriguing stories about so-called manhole girls in Japan, vengeful ghosts of bully students said to trick other children into following them into the sewer. Pennywise, from where they never return. If any information turns up about such anomalies, I'd be keen to investigate, though I speak purely out of personal interest. It might not be enough to make the rest of my team pursue it without further evidence. Okay, safe to say, since you somehow found the time to record something this specific about a single urban legend, that you want to look into it. Ed is already engrossed in other work. He doesn't respond. He certainly doesn't notice when Rinko rolls her eyes. He rarely does. Probably best we have no idea how you spend your free time, huh, Ed? Erica's been sitting next to Rinko this entire time, listening and waiting for the right time to chime in. That time is... Want me to check it out? I don't think so, Erica. Could be dangerous. What if something happened to you? Seriously, you still don't trust me to go out about myself for 5 minutes in the middle of the day. At just 16 years old, Rinko might be right not to trust Erica on something dangerous. But Rinko knows that Erica has shown a maturity beyond her years. She gives Erica an almost sisterly look of skepticism. You know it's not that. Rinko quickly turns back to her monitors and away from Erica. But for all the maturity, Erica can't quite keep from pouting. Stop making that face. Besides, we got our very own private detective in the vicinity already. I have him take a look. The stall is brimming as wide array of customers eat in relative silence. The only sound they make is the slurping of their noodles. The silence breaks when the phone begins to vibrate upon the countertop. The owner ignores it, choosing to focus on his meal instead. The phone doesn't care about his hunger and continues to vibrate. The phone wins. The peace and solitude have shattered. This is no way to enjoy noodles. God damn it! The silent diner finally glances at the screen. The silent diner finally glances at the screen. He begins to mutter to himself. Another case. These people have me working harder than my enemies ever did. Can't even get 5 minutes to enjoy a nice quiet lunch. Oh, let me guess. I'll be risking life and limb. That why you let it ring for so long? Too scared to pick up? Ha! You know the exact day I stopped being scared of anything. The day you stopped being alone and hooked up with us so we could have your back. Sure, that works. Besides, I'm not fool enough to pretend this team isn't half okay. If you need backup, you know I'll be there. No questions asked. I actually already volunteered, but right now, there's nothing dangerous to be worried about. It's a simple check-in on a report of some suspicious activity that might be connected to these phenomena we've been looking into. It's always the simple cases that go south the fastest. You know what? You're right. Maybe Erica should run point on this one. Sure, she's just a kid, but you're busy. So, whoa, hold up. Let's not sacrifice the rookie to make me look bad. I'm already out. Send me the info, I'll get on it. First though, I need to talk to one of you about something. Hey Rico, let me guess. Pissed I interrupted your precious solitary summertime? Not pissed. I was almost done. God forbid the report of eventual spirit abduct the children and interrupt the same bowl of noodles you've had 1,000 times. Not much left in the world I love. When I think of something else, I'll tell you. You won't have a chance to add to that list if we don't figure this out. We both know how powerful the forces we're dealing with really are. We have to keep pulling these threads until we've unraveled the whole damn thing. No thread is too small. Guess I can't argue with that. I know I can rely on you. It might be the only thing I know for certain. Now go prove how smart I am, dumbass. It's the job I was born to do. Ryota doesn't notice the people passing him on the street. They don't notice him either. He is young, but he is very much alone. His focus is centered on the small bit of paper in his hand. After a couple folds, the paper finds a familiar configuration. With the head, arms, and body, it takes shape. A palm-sized person stands in his hand. As Ryota inspects his creation, someone who has been observing him from afar out of the shadows. What have you got there? Ryota looks up. He's nervous, but clutches the paper doll in his hand to stay brave. He's not running or hiding, despite the gruff stranger staring at him. No need to be afraid. I'm not here to do anything bad to you or your little friend. Gotta admit, I've been known to carry the odd paper doll with me on investigators. Strange habit, I know. But you get the benefits of a partner without the annoying small talk. Ryota's shoulders ease. He lets his guard down as he listens to the detective and re-examines the folded paper. The detective surprises himself with his playful tone. He's rusty, but he somehow still feels comfortable talking to the scared kid. Sometimes paper dolls are used for magical purposes. You a sorcerer by any chance? Now's the time to tell me. So you really are him, huh? Gonna have to be more specific, kid. You're KK, the ghost hunter from the files. You must be. I just thought you'd be taller. They say you saw strange mysteries. Right? KK? Maybe. The detective looked closely at Ryo's phone. He sees the social media posts featuring photos of various case files he has worked on, collected in one place. Look, I only use those initials because writing out my name is a pain, and I got too much pain already. Not your problem, right? Anyhow, that's me, KK. But I'm not a ghost hunter, I'm a detective. KK's demeanor hardens a bit, dropping the playfulness. You want an investigator, kid? Well, you got one. I'm so glad you're going to look into his disappearances at the manholes. Here's the thing, I already did. Made some calls on the way here. There's no record of any recent appearances. Still got a few friends on the force, so I could dig up dirt quick. KK shoots Ryota a serious look. Not trying to pull a fast one on me. Are you, kid? It's true, honest. My buddy Sosuke disappeared. He hasn't come home since yesterday. Last place I saw him was right back here. Ryota motions to the alleyway behind him. He went down that way. I tried to follow, but I couldn't find him. He was completely gone. If Ryota is bluffing, he's an incredible liar. Sadness comes over him when he looks back towards the alley. KK looks back and forth from the kid, then the alleyway behind. All alleys are dark, but this one looks like it's never seen daylight. See any fall when that happened? The moment he disappeared? Now that you mention it, there has been something spooking around like a kind of fog or darkness, but it came and then went. All right. KK muttered something to himself as his eyeballs the alleyway behind Ryota. Nothing looks immediately out of place. With so much going down in the city, some kid getting lost doesn't exactly seem like front page news. I need more to go on, kid. Why are you so convinced he was taken? Didn't happen to anyone else around here. But it did happen to my best friend. Sosuke's been missing for 2 full days. Everyone has been looking, but no one can find him. What about his parents? Had they filed a police report? I'm the only one who really cares about Sosuke. I know he needs me. And no one else is even looking for him anymore. Just me. He's lucky to have you. It's like when you saw crows circling above the building in one of those cases you investigated. You knew there was more to it than anyone else. Well, Mr. KK, I know there's more to Sosuke's disappearance. I just need your help. Really? Did your homework, huh? I'm impressed. You're more dedicated than most adults. I know. You remind me of my friend Erica. She lost someone too, and she'll never stop fighting for them. KK takes another glance at the alley. Alright, show me exactly where the Sosuke pal of yours disappeared. Ryota perks up. So you're gonna look into it? I'm here, Anna. Let me check in with my team, see if they figured anything out, could save some time. KK reaches for his phone. What's up? We're all here. I just need a quick word with one of you to follow up on this kid as told me. Erica, you're a natural when it comes to intuition. What does your gut tell you? I can feel something out there for sure. Something that threatens good people. Something that he would embrace. If the details aren't clear, I can only see the shadows of a vision. But that's not important. I know it's him. I know we need to act right now. Nothing else matters. We can't let another child disappear, another family get torn apart. You need to help him. There's still time. You know, kid, you're stronger than you have any right to be, and you got the scars to prove it. If we don't look out for our people like Ryota and Sosuke, who will? This is our mission. Ryota, it's time to find Sosuke. Nothing looks out of place, but things are really what they seem. KK slowly but deliberately reaches his hands out. He's not holding on to anything, but you would think that he is by the way he's moving. Like he's got something invisible dangling from his fingertips. I bet he do. He got them threads. I bet he do. Ryota has no clue what he's trying to do, but he watches closely. However, what happens next can only be seen by KK's eyes. As KK opens his fingers, a sparkling orb of energy drops from his hand onto the ground. It ripples like water in a still pond, energy flowing outward into the world. Oh, hey-oh. Hey-oh. A strange trail floats into view as though a spirit had passed through this place. Psychic energy. The trail leads further on, deeper into the alley and out of view. Guess he went that way. Puzzled, Ryota followed KK's outline down the alley but sees nothing out of the ordinary. What happened? I don't see anything. Trust me, kid. It's good you can't see it. This is power you don't want. And you're too young for it to take a risk like that and change your life forever. The world's a scary place. If it keeps getting worse, we're going to find your friend and get you back to your life. KK and Rinko are in big trouble this time, running like rats, desperate to stay alive, with only a dingy old sofa between them and monsters. We better find another exit. Rinko turns to KK and sees him holding his head. He appears to be in great pain. Damn! It's happening again. Your body's reacting to the ether. As KK looks at the room, his vision begins to break in half. He tries to focus, but rather than reform, everything continues to split apart even further. I like that trick. Another hallucination. The world is breaking in two. That'd be crystallized ether, another form of matter. Sound like your body has entered the final stages of affinity. From thin air like phantoms, the horrific visitors appeared surrounding KK and Rinko. Damn, we're surrounded. Mr. KK? Are you okay? Huh? Sorry, kid, my mind can be a little hard to control. You just kind of stood there for a little while. Sometimes my memories take me places. Hate to leave you alone again, but you need to wait here while I look for your pal. Sit tight, I won't be long. Report on Rico's computer setup flashes on the screen as monitoring software has a hold of something big. The results clear spiritual residue and exactly at KK's location. What is it now? We just received an alert. There was a massive surge of spiritual energy at your location. Hold off on pursuing it until we're able to send support. Can't wait forever, you guys. We might have a missing child on our hands. We got plenty of evidence. I know what I'm getting myself into. Remember, saving more lives is the only thing that matters. Erica feels it. I feel it. Hell, you don't need an affinity to know that life's circling the drain out of there. Fighting back's all we got. Want to be there and help you by myself, but I understand why you can't wait any longer. But just know, you're my inspiration to keep going like you did. I mean, do. Erica inspiration can get you killed if you're not careful. Passion is nothing without strategy. It's not fair to ask us for help when you think you need us, then use our words against us when you're too impatient to act as a team. We're in this together. KK decides to address one team member specifically to make his case. The hunger I have to solve this case is as good as any science experiment you can conduct to get to the bottom of it. Ed, how many times have my instincts been proven right by all your high-tech gadgetry? That's not something I keep tally of. The purpose of my work isn't to prove you're right. But it happens all the time. I'm out in the streets, pressing into darkness, trusting my instincts. I can't be waiting for y'all to download the software update. I feel like you're trivializing my work quite a bit. Of course, I'm extremely thankful when I can assist you, but my primary goal as a scientist and a paranormal investigator is much greater than any individual day-to-day goals. Be right back. And that's exactly my point. We all need to focus on what we do best. And what I do best is not wait around. We can all agree that you're no good at it. I must say I quite admire your gift, and I do envy you the stress that a city like Tokyo must place on a detective who just wants to do his job. However, I will remind you, in nature, a lone wolf typically isn't alone for long. They are alone only until they find a new pack or become prey themselves. That may be factually correct, but sure as hell takes the coolness out of it. I can't disagree with that. Just trying to act cool in the most responsible way possible. Our pack is stronger with you in it. I'll talk to you later. I'm in the middle of investigating. He never was any good at following people's directions. That attitude of his is exactly what saved our hides on countless occasions. You don't think I realize that? Erica smiles, thinking about KK's attitude. It doesn't bother her at all. Oh, here they go. Damn, they're everywhere. KK's eyes dart between the two horrific figures into some incredibly strange glowing crystals that hover nearby as he tries to speak. KK wheezes painfully. Rico, what would happen if someone tried to touch one of those ether crystals? Your guess is as good as mine. Might give you the power to fight back, might just make you even more miserable. Who can say? What about him? Did it grant him strength? Rico nodded silently. After getting his answer, KK, without hesitation, stretches his hand out towards the crystals. Wait, stop! Stopping's not an option, not for any of us. You don't know what will happen. It could kill you. And those things won't. We're dead if we don't try something. We aren't out of options yet. You've thrown away everything to fight these monsters. Same as me. There's not a goddamn thing left to lose at this point. Before Rico can say anything else, KK reaches all the way up. Crystals! Look at the crystals! KK follows the trail, attacking energy deeper into the dark Shibuya alleyway, away from the glow of familiar streetlights and vending machines. His adventure into the unseen brings him to a manhole cover where the spirit residue flashes with an eerie intensity. This spot is clearly an origin point for whatever spirit is at the center of this mystery. Did they take you this way, Sosuke? KK looks around again and finds nothing, focuses his attention on this haunted manhole. The spectral vision shows KK a lot more than he thought it might, revealing a glowing specter hovering in a dark and dreary place, the spirit of a man in his 30s. A Jabakure. According to Japanese lore, this type of spirit is trapped in a physical location. Okay, Spectre, what's keeping you tied down here? The Spectre seems unable to answer him. Instead, he mutters, as if distracted or perhaps completely delirious. Either or, maybe both. Spectres aren't especially concerned with politeness or clarity. Neither of us is going anywhere until we get some answers. I need to know. What are you doing here, specifically, at this manhole cover? Why haunt this place? I thought it was a kid. Just a kid playing around. Just having fun. Alone. I wanted to make sure he was safe. So, just being neighborly, eh? Yes. No! Not making friend, protecting. But he wasn't. It wasn't. It wasn't a kid, though, was it? There was something else, something lurking in these shadows. Did I die? I think I died. But this isn't what I expected? What was it? Monster? A monster? The Spectre points downwards. Underneath. Huh? KK stares at the manhole as though he just looked hard enough, he'll suddenly see what lurks in the darkness beneath his cover. He doesn't have to see the Spectre nod to know he's right. It went that way. Before he can pull up the manhole cover and see for himself, a long shadow creeps from the edge of the alleyway. Did you find anything? This fool. Silver around is detective business. You don't belong back here. I thought I heard you talking to someone. Who is this youngster? Only I can hear you, so don't bother. Only you can hear me? Well, sure. Nobody else is even here. This is turning into a damn clown show. Kid, I need you to stay here while I go down. It's not safe for you there. Not safe, not safe. Monster. But how do you know I'll be safe up here? My team's one call away. They'll get here quick if you're in danger. Weren't you just saying something about being in the middle of an investigation and too busy talking to anyone? Funny you should mention that. I could actually use some help. I believe they call it client services. Who you calling, mister? Are they nice like you or nice? Client services. Sound more like babysitting to me. If only you would just wait for us to get there. We play the hand we're dealt, and juggling work and childcare has never been my strong suit. I need a little support. Wrinkle sighs. A long, tight sigh, a frustrated person who knows that in the end, of course, they'll help. She'll always help him, just as he will always help her. And I have the perfect candidate in mind. Boop. You, Rinko, there's nobody I trust more. The way you've looked after Erica, you've got a way with young people I just don't. Talk some sense to this kid, make sure you give him some space. I need to get this job done. Put him on! Ryoto holds KK's phone to his ear, happy to make another new friend. Yes, Miss Ghost Hunter? No, Ryoto, this is Rinko. I'm the one who first read your message about your friend Sosuke. We're going to find him. You just have to trust us and listen to us. Please listen. We also need your help. Will you help us? We need a new deputy for our paranormal investigation force. A deputy? Like a real deputy? Yes! Perfect. You're now official task force lookout. It's a tough job. Not just anyone can do it, but I believe in you. I'm sending an alert to your smartphone right now. Every 5 minutes, send me a message and tell me what you see, even if it's just normal stuff. I will do my best. But you need to stay right where you are. If you go anywhere, that wouldn't be good task force lookout work. In that case, I would be forced to demote you to a lower position, and you have no idea the kind of paperwork that would create. You can count on me, Rinko. KK watches as Ryota smiles and hands the phone back to him. Then the kid puts on a tough deputy face and begins to survey the entrance to the alley. We good? He's on lookout duty. That should keep him busy for a while, but you better proceed with caution. We're on our way. You're the best. Tell me something I don't already know. Now get down there and find your pal Sosuke. You wouldn't catch me no damn soul. Dirty water splashes on the KK's feet as he makes his way through the still darkness of Shibuya's sewers. The further he goes, the darker he gets, but not because of any change in light. No, this is darkness. It's unnatural. In fact, it's not darkness at all. It's tangible. Dense fog made of spiritual energy fills the air. Toxic, paranormal waste coats the ground and plugs the drains. Ho ho! You won't find me in there, buddy. But the air itself is rejecting him. This corruption flows between worlds and reaches around him, blocking KK's way. How long has it been building up right below our feet? Is it like this everywhere? As KK goes deeper, the Kagare only increases. There's definitely something here. If there's this much corruption swirling around, nothing I can handle though. Alone in the darkness, KK summons his power and... If we're gonna be doing that, oh, that's gonna be tough. Cleanses the corruption, returning the sewer to its normal state. That's better, minus the stink. With this Kagare now cleared, as if you just gonna pop up out of nowhere like that, bro. I can't see you. As if they were waiting for a moment of safety, someone appears. Sosuke? Is that you? The small boy voiced KK looked, turning his back and picking at something on the wet ground. Splish, splash, splish, splash. Hey, you, kid, you okay? Can you hear me? Are you hiding for something? Take a bath. Take a bath. Come on, kid. This isn't the time or place. Answer me. I'm not trying to scare you, but you gotta work with me here. In the vast darkness of the sewer, the sound of KK's phone suddenly rings out. Tinny chime echoing back and forth around the hollow space. The small boy in the raincoat doesn't seem to notice. He must be very preoccupied. I'm close. I found Sasuke, but I'm worried. He won't. Down so far, the signal to KK's phone is barely holding on. He can only make out a few sounds and struggles to make out what the words they might be forming. Hello? Is anybody there? Rico? Statue? Ed? Erica? Who is this? Ed, can you hear me? Are you with Yoda? Can you ask him what's okay wearing a yellow raincoat? Scratchy connection makes it almost impossible to understand. Sosuke! It's about Sosuke! Not... Ed, I can't understand. Sosuke is now what? Not Sosuke. The call cuts out, the phone going dead in KK's hand. Damn. Enough screwing around, Sosuke. Just like that, finally, as if called by his mother to come to dinner, the child responds. He stands up. Oh, shit. And turns to KK with his dead, evil eyes. Ha ha! You're not Sosuke. You're the monster. KK raises his hand and calls forth the energy that he discovered a day long ago. The day he found his back against the wall, reaching out and touching the ether crystal. Ever heard of ethereal weaving? Monster? Energy surges into KK's hand, green light whining and glowing, charging around his fingertips. The increasing bright light glows, illuminated a tunnel. And in that moment, standing in the center of the tunnel, we can see the monster, its raincoat visitor, just in time for it to press the child's whistle to its mouth and... At a stranger's fingertips lies KK, now a prisoner. I need my subject to remain calm or else nothing will get done. Despite being captives, KK flashes the stranger a fierce glare. You son of a... Hello, my new friend. I'm keen to see how useful your vessel turns out to be. The stranger takes something out and holds it in his hand. An amulet, though clearly not simply for decoration, it surges with power. He looks from the amulet and back to KK and smiles. What they got going on? Something going on here. As the monstrous little raincoat visitor blows his whistle, he steps back into the shadowy darkness. Running away, huh? But he's not running away at all. In fact, he's only making space. The slim man, for too much larger, far more horrifying visitors to show up and challenge KK. I've been waiting to run into you again. Let's go, you bastards. The umbrella visitors are frozen in place. Only one stun talisman is left. One umbrella visitor is injured. The umbrella visitor awakened from a stun. Barrier appears in front of KK. The umbrella visitor attacks, but the attack is deflected by the barrier. The barrier is broken. One umbrella visitor is injured. An umbrella visitor attacks. Barrier appears in front of KK. Visitor attacks, but attack deflected. Barrier is broken. Visitor is injured. Visitor attacks. Deflects. You're done. Hey. Fight now over the sewer. Alicom again. KK sweeps space looking for any clues that may have left behind. Why would a pack of monsters manifest their evil here? But then he sees it, fixed to one wall of the tunnel. A wooden tag, sometimes called a kafuda. This must be what some of those things. KK reaches out to take the kafuda down, but as his fingertips approach it, oh! Rinko? God damn it, Rinko. Erica? KK feels a big, quick thump through his body. When he looks down, he sees someone else's arm stabbing through his chest. His horrifying black smoke rushes out of his body. Looking back up, KK sees a man wearing a Hanukkah mask. You're what? What is he? What is he? As KK comes to realize, he realizes that he's in the tunnel once again. No, still. He looks at his chest. It's totally fine. No gaping hole. Not even a scratch. Sweating, breathing heavy, his mind races. It was a horrible dream. Maybe a vision. He grips the kafuda in his hand. I won't let him get away with this. So hard that it smashes into pieces. At that moment, KK realized he's not actually alone. Distracted by his fear, he had missed the approach of someone new. Who's there? Surprised, he spins to face the enemy, but before he can, his other hand... Ah! KK emerges from the tunnel to find Ryota waiting with the rest of the team. You fool! You ran into a wall of keggery and your instinct is to walk deeper into it. When you know we're on our way to help. Listen, no, you listen. I'm not done yelling at you stupid ass for making me worry about you. Okay, but all of us, our instruments at headquarters started going wild. We broke basically every traffic law in Tokyo twice to get here as quickly as possible. And then we found an open sewer entrance, little Ryota, peering down into this dirty tunnel, clearly considering climbing down there despite our best efforts cover for you and keep him busy. Sure, except so we take a look for ourselves. It's crushing in all directions. The whole place absolutely soaking in spirit residue. It looks they're massing an army beneath our feet, and you go sniffling around. It's not. Maybe let her finish. Worst of all, you arrived stinking but unscathed, having been gone just long enough to have me convinced that you were really hurt down there, that I would never see you alive again. The problem with disappearing into a dangerous sewer all alone is that the longer you're gone after Rinko has asked you to be cautious, the more time she has to consider the things she'll shout at you when you return. The things we've been through together, when you're in danger, it is as if I can feel it deep down, but there's nothing I can do. What if you had died? The thought of being haunted by you of all people. I almost climbed down there to kill you myself. I'm sorry. Should have waited. Don't you dare be nice to me right now. I need to calm down. I value your friendship and support. I didn't hear that. Safely above ground, reunited with his team, Keiki turns his attention and rid of the source of all the drama. His young client, Ryota. You were never going to tell me, were you? Sosuke isn't your best friend. He's your dog. He's my dog and my best friend. Keiki steps back nervously as Sosuke tries to jump into his lap, tail wagging. Oh, calm down. He just wants to be pet. Jeez, who would have thought that such a tough as nail former detective would have such a strong phobia around dogs? Don't have to broadcast it, alright? Don't be scared. Sosuke loves everyone. Maybe you should draw the line at loving monsters and following them into the sewer. Ryota hugs his dog and gets a face full of licks in response. KK relaxes slightly, seeing how harmless this little dog is, but still keeps some distance. Thank you so much for bringing him home safely, Mr. KK? What an adorable alias. When exactly did you start going by this new short nickname, KK? I suppose it has a fun ring to it. Not quite so formal as your full name. Before we get too sidetracked as the lead investigator on this one, you got some paperwork to do, KK. Not sure what's worse, fighting monsters or filling out all these damn forms. It's obvious that you prefer fighting to paperwork. KK scribbles out a few quick lines only Ed can read them. Hey kid, this is for you. Oh, it's a prize for helping you find that ghost. Almost, it's the bill. Ryota's face sinks as he's left holding the check. Lucky for you, today's work is pro bono. That means free. Consider this your receipt. I'm feeling generous right now. Ryota looks closely at the paper, and his hand says the case of the cursed manhole extermination complete. Leaning in over his shoulder, Rinko lets out an uncharacteristically loud burst of laughter. Oh, now I get it. You didn't choose the nickname, KK. Sloppy paperwork chose it for you. There's a lot in this file that we don't get to choose. Call me what you like. Not like I got any use for a real name these days. Definitely not one of my old names. It doesn't matter what anyone calls me so long as I find that bastard. KK's gaze looks fierce, as though he's recalling a bitter past. Reflected in his eyes is Ryota, who looks pleased to have received KK's autograph. KK's expression softens up in response. That's it. I guess KK's not so bad. Okay, so pretty much we're in the agency. Or are we not? Are we somebody that will eventually become in the agency, or are these the characters that we're going to be dealing with throughout the game? And as you see, they know about it already, so that means they're living there. Like it's been going on for a while. So I wonder if that agency, so like how we got ghost hunters and stuff, they know it's like ghosts and everything like that, like, spiritual energy and all that. But when the disappearances and stuff happen, I like how did they do that? Like what happened? Something went awry and something's going on. Something's going on. I like it. I like it. It sets it up nicely. It sets it up nicely. Okay. Yep. That was Ghostwire Tokyo. That was the Prelude corrupted case file. Um, get put yourself into that world in Shibuya in Tokyo. So yeah, can't wait for it. See some more. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. This your boy MadeMenMelo. You guys have a wonderful day. Thank you, Will131, for that follow. I appreciate you. You guys have a tremendous day. Peace.